Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Floodlights Camera Action. From Brad Guzan to Brad Pitt, we listen to the bridge gap between film and football and tell you exactly what films you should be watching and what ones to avoid. As always, I'm joined by Veronica. Veronica, how are you?
I'm good. I'm in an undisclosed UK-based location in a hotel, and I've just had my food, so I'm happy.
She's currently scared from being prescribed by the government because she listened to Kneecap once. Lots to talk about today. Lots to talk about, mainly film, but we are going to kick it off for the first time in a long time with a quiz. Veronica, are you a fan of my quizzes? I know they come under a lot of critique, fairly so, but are you a fan?
Yes, I've specifically requested for a comeback.
Yeah, don't call it a comeback. When I was scrolling through some reviews of F1, which we'll get to later today, I found a review of F1 from an account called Ted Likes Movies. The review reads, really enjoyed it. It was 5 stars away. I haven't seen the whole thing. I've only seen about 40 minutes, yada, yada, yada. And not a bad end credit song either. Turns out I found Ed Sheeran's secret letterboxd account. It has 15,000
No
followers.
way.
Yeah, it's Ed
No
Sheeran's.
way.
It's Ed Sheeran's letterboxd account.
Oh,
He doesn't publicly say about it, but it has about 15,000 followers. So I thought, let's make a quiz out of it. So I've gone and picked 5 reviews of his. I'll read you the review, how many stars he gave, and then the year. And then you'll get A, B, or C as options, and you have to tell me what film it is. Does that sound good to you?
yes, because I didn't know about this, and I'm not going to know any answers, so yes.
Oh, I should say the letterbox.
Imagine if you told me about this on the podcast live, by the way, and I said, yeah, I know. I've already seen it.
That would be a shame. By the way, his account is Ted's Movies. One word, TEDS Movies. First review.
You're just a fan of Ted.
Yeah, Ted Sheeran. First review. I mean, I did like it, but it was pretty fucking weird. But I think that's why I liked it. 3 stars, 2025 release. The options are A, 28 days later. B, Baby Girl. C, a Minecraft movie.
You said it was a 2025 release.
Yep.
Only one of those films was released in 2025.
In the UK. Minecraft, they all came out
in the UK.
In the UK. I should say it's all 2025 UK releases.
Now, I don't think Ed Sheeran has good taste in films. So I don't think he'd rate Baby Girl high.
He's actually closer to me than you on our rating system.
Yeah. So, and I don't think he'd rate the Minecraft movie a 3. Come on, grow up. Oh yeah, I'll go with Baby Girl. He won't like it that much.
Incorrect. The answer was A, 28 years later. I meant to say years later.
That's not a 2025 release.
I meant to say years later, but I wrote down days. Should we call that? We'll call that a practice one.
Yeah. Okay.
Next up, watch this with my kids. Gentle, lovely, warm movie. I reckon I would have loved to watch this on a stoned hangover at 21:2. Covers all bases. 5 stars. 2025. A, Four Mothers. B, Flow. C, Memoir of a Snail.
Okay, first of all, I didn't know he had kids. So that's new. That's new information.
Neither did I, in fairness. But...
I thought he was younger than that. Not that you can't have kids young.
Whoa. There was someone in my school had a kid at 15, I'm pretty sure. So, you know.
Okay, well, sure. He wouldn't be watching Memoirs of a Snail with his kids, because you've told me that is quite vulgar. And I think he'd really like Flow. So I would say Flow.
Correct. It is Flow. This next one, I've had to redact 2 names from it because it's just too much of a giveaway. So it does get a little bit harder. The review reads, I have a lot of questions, but in reality, kudos to blank to just saying, fuck it, I'll do it myself. That's where I want to be at his age. Not sure quite what the story was or what blank was, but I reckon this would be wild on psychedelics or terrifying. 2 stars, 2024.
I'm saying it's a David Lynch film.
2024 film.
Oh,
A,
fuck.
Megalopolis. B, Hundreds of Beavers. C, Kinds of Kindness.
Wait, what was the star rating?
2.
Ed, you better not have rated the Yorgos film 2. I think when you said the first bit, I immediately thought Megalopolis, even though I didn't guess that. When you gave me the ABC answers, I immediately thought Megalopolis. It has to be. So I'm going to go with Megalopolis.
Are you sure you're going to lock it in?
Yeah.
Correct again. Well done. Next up, The review reads, yes, let's go, bruv. 5 stars, 2010. Your options are A, Four Lions, B, The Social Network, C, Machete.
You wouldn't have put Four Lines as an option if it wasn't the review. So I'm going to go Four Lines.
Incorrect. It was Machete.
Why did
5 stars.
He rated Machete 5 stars. Okay, wait. Maybe I need to start listening to Ed Sheeran music, you know? Maybe this guy knows ball. Wait a minute. I didn't like him, but
He's a
actually,
film
maybe
knower.
he should own Ipswich.
Come on a podcast, Ed. We've got a lot to talk about.
Yeah, you know what, Ed? Come on. We
You
actually
ready for
do
it?
like you here.
You ready for your last one?
Yeah.
I've taken out an entire sentence out of this one because it's too obvious. Your last review reads, read the book of this in Italy. Makes you understand it so much more. Can't get enough of this movie. It's always incredible on every watch. 5 stars. And I'm not going to tell you the year either as an extra challenge. It's the hardest one yet.
American Psycho.
A, American Psycho. B,
American
The Godfather. C, A Clockwork Orange.
Psycho.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I put American Psycho in to trip you up. It is B,
Oh,
The
fuck.
Godfather.
The Godfather has a book?
Yeah. It's got a book.
Well, I like the American Psycho book, which is why I picked it.
So you got 2 out of 3. Well, actually 2 out of 4 because the first one I messed up. That quiz might make a return at some point. Were we a fan? Were we a fan of the Ed Sheeran film quiz?
I don't know what to think about him because, yeah, Machete is a 5-star film, even if I didn't rate it 5 star. But the others,
Yeah,
I
you
don't
did.
know.
I swear you moved it from 4.5 to 5, didn't you?
No, I think it's at 4.
Oh,
I think I got carried away when I watched it and then calmed down.
yeah. I did that with
Yeah.
I think I did that with Maestro a couple of years ago. Weirdly,
You'll
I'm not
do
sure
that
why.
with F1 soon.
No, I won't. No, I won't. But so we
Alright,
might see a
whatever.
return of that game. So I did quite enjoy that. Shout out to Ed Sheeran. Remember, that's Ted's Movies on Letterboxd if you want to
Yeah,
stalk his film.
because
His
he
film
needs
taste-
more followers.
Do you want me to say his top 4? Whilst we're here,
Okay, yeah.
Goodfellas, Cool
Okay.
Runnings, Lord of the Rings of Two
Mhm.
Towers, and The Godfather.
No.
Cool Runnings is
That's just like
Cool Runnings
such
is an
a...
interesting pick. I like
I
that.
mean,
That's-
yeah, but it is just like a middle-aged English man's top 4. It just is.
Whoa.
That's going to be your top 4 in 10 years.
No, come on. Have you seen? Never. Everybody wants someone staying in there until the day I die. The day I die went bit jolly there. So, you see us. It's currently the 28th of June, 22 past 7 in the evening. I've just got back from the cinema, 2 hours ago, because I saw F1 copyright, the movie, which is, I think we can all agree, one of the worst film titles of all time. Veronica, you saw it yesterday in IMAX, I believe.
Yeah.
I think you're slightly lower on it than I am, but you still enjoyed it somewhat. Tell us your thoughts, your opinions, your feelings.
Let's start this off with not talking about the film, but what was going on before the film. Because we both had the same experience about 2 things.
Can you take
First
the
of all-
adverts and I'll take you take the adverts, I'll take the fashion.
Okay. So first of all, every single ad before the film featured an F1 driver. Every single one. It was like Sebastian Vettel advertising the Sail Grand Prix.
I love Sebastian Vettel.
I do too. But then it was like Hamilton, I don't know what he was Hamilton was advertised like 4 different things.
Charles
Ferrari
Leclerc.
was involved in like 5 ads.
Yeah. Charles Leclerc was just in back to back.
Did you get the Peroni one? It made me want to drink a Peroni, to be honest.
I got a lot of Haneke ones as well.
I do love Italy. But yeah, so there was like everyone involved is making so much money from this film being in cinemas, to be honest. And yeah, it was just quite funny. Every single ad, people just start laughing because it was like another F1 driver.
Yeah.
And obviously everyone knows them because they're watching the F1 film.
Do you know it wasn't funny?
Yeah, I do know what wasn't funny, actually, because I had the same thing.
Oh my fucking God. Right. I understand people love F1. I used to love F1. I don't watch it anymore because I got a job.
I used to love F1 too.
I got a job that
Shout
meant I
out
worked
Talia.
Shout out Talia. I got a job that meant I worked Sunday mornings, so I couldn't watch the races, so I just kind of stopped watching it. If they made a new Goal film, I would not go to see Goal wearing a fucking Newcastle jersey with Sheeran on the back. Oh my God. The amount of F1 merchandise in my cinema screen was obscene. I kind of got that. But unfortunately, what came with it was bootcut jean wearing, a word I'm not going to say because I don't want to get explicit content warned. Okay, honestly, the amount of bootcut jeans, and it was about 27 degrees in Portsmouth with no wind. And it was just bootcut jeans and awful F1 merchandise. I wanted someone to drop a nuke on the cinema. It was mental. And you had the same thing.
I had the same thing, and I was going to talk about it too until you messaged me about it. But listen, can I just say some examples? Like, you might think we're just overreacting, but it's not the same as a football shirt. A football shirt might have like a nice football shirt, right? One that's acceptable to wear outside.
Just a walking
will have
advert.
like, listen, it will have like one sponsor on the front,
Yeah,
maybe one on the back, and a badge and a sponsor, like the manufacturer, right?
maybe a
An
name.
F1 shirt, it looks like a Mexican League football shirt, where it has 30 fucking sponsors on the front and the back and the sleeves, and it has a little thing that shows McLaren, and then it's also like the ugliest colour you've ever seen. Okay, maybe I'm going at McLaren now, but it's like the ugliest orange you've ever seen.
Yeah, Lando Norris.
And then they were all
Oscar
wearing
Piastri.
caps as well. They were all wearing caps to match their shirts.
Yeah.
What is going on? What is happening to men these days? Men used to go to war, and now they wear McLaren matching caps and hats and shirts. What is going on?
It was unbelievable. I mean, I should say. Actually, I've got no. I can't defend them. It was. Do you know the worst thing? Right,
I'll defend football shirts sometimes, like the ones that are acceptable to wear in public. Right, the ones that are like, you know, an old shirt with like a cool vintage player on the back or whatever, or like a nice, you know, shirt with no player on the back. You can get away with it, but not a Formula One team shirt. Absolutely not.
Not a war. Yeah,
not even at an F1 film screening.
Can I be honest? I'd rather they wore a helmet.
Oh yeah,
I'd rather they wore a helmet because that would have been commitment. Anyway,
instead they would just wear helmets, but you know.
Yeah, well, yeah, that's good. That needs a little tush. I can't remember how the noise works.
Let's
anyway,
move on.
And what from the film? That's it. That's all the F1 discussion. You go first. Because you're going to be a bit negative, and I'll round it out on a positive, like I always do.
Okay, so I gave it 3 stars, but to be honest, it might be a 3.5. I wasn't sure what to give it.
You did originally give it 3.5.
I originally gave it 3.5.
Look at an answer.
Then I changed it to 3. Then I changed it to 3.5. Then I changed it to 3 again.
Are you all right? You keep doing this.
Listen, because I'm indecisive. I'm just really indecisive.
Commit to the higher answer. Be positive.
Okay, right. So let's just ignore my rating. Let's just talk about the film.
It's a positive rating regardless.
Okay, yeah. It's still a good rate. I still enjoyed myself. I think this is like one of those summer blockbuster films that everyone's going to go watch and have fun. Like, there's nothing wrong with that. It's just like one of those films. It's like Top Gun Maverick, which the same director did, obviously, Joseph Kosinski. But I like Top Gun Maverick a lot more. I'll say that. I think the F1, like the racing and stuff, is really good in a film. It looks really nice. I thought that, like, you know, when they did the night races, it just, you know, it looks gorgeous, right?
Fucking loud as well, by the way. My ears are ringing.
And yeah, and loud as fuck. And you want that because it's an F1 film.
I went clubbing, yeah.
Oh yeah, that one, the clubbing scene, where they just played Tate McRae. What is going on? Anyway,
can you find Carlos Sainz for me? I was also asking.
That was quite funny, you know.
Where's Carlos Sainz? Where's Carlos Sainz?
That was funny. And you know what else was funny? The Drive to Survive mention was actually quite funny.
By the way, can I just say that guy, the guy who plays that guy?
I didn't think he was that good.
I was trying to work out for ages who he was, and it finally clicked. He was fucking Edmure Tully from Game of Thrones. And it took me about the entire movie. Anyway, you were saying.
But like, you know, towards the end when he becomes
wait.
Whatever. I'm not spoiling it.
Are we giving spoilers or not?
No, we're not.
No spoilers. Okay, cool.
Because it just came out.
When he becomes more prevalent into the plot, yeah.
So towards the end, when he switches sides to whatever side, right? I think his acting went really downhill really quickly when he was like pretending to be.
It was a bit on the nose, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was just very like, okay, like we get it. You're the good/bad guy. I'm not going to say which one.
You're doing such an awful job. Look, maybe skip ahead if you don't want to get it spoiled, just in case we accidentally say something.
No, I'm not going to spoil it.
Look, when he becomes more prevalent into the plot, you realise that he's actually not a great actor.
Yeah, when he gets more screen time.
Yeah.
Okay, right. Positives first. I really like Carrie Condon. She was great in Banshees.
She should have won an Oscar for Banshees.
She should have won an Oscar for that. Like 100% should have won the Oscar. She was the only highlight of this film I saw in Venice that didn't get released, I think, called In a Land of Saints and Sinners with Liam Neeson. And she was the only good thing about that. So I'm a very big Carrie Condon fan, okay?
We are pro Carrie Condon on this podcast.
We definitely are. She was good. Damson Idris, I also thought was really good.
That's a movie star right there, by the way.
He's definitely going to be a star. Honestly, when people were saying James Bond, I was like, if there's a younger version of James Bond,
yeah,
he should just do it. He's really good, and he was like charming, and like I actually found myself rooting for him more than Brad Pitt.
It's also he can play a bit of a prick as well, especially at the beginning of the film.
But it's like it's not offensive. It's just like,
brash.
Oh, he's just a charming guy, you know?
Yeah,
he's just a funny little guy.
Bit of a swan.
Yeah, some would say. Yeah, so I think it looked good. Directing, I like the score from Hans Zimmer. Actually, it reminded me a bit of. It was a little bit challenges at the beginning. I'm not gonna lie.
I think it was very challenges.
Maybe even very challenges. Which is good because we love that score. The songs from the album, like including the film, some of them were a little bit out of place. I'd say.
I agree.
Maybe a little bit too loud.
Not all of the.
Not all of them.
I think no, not all of them. I think the audio mixing was a little bit off at points when they were just talking normally. Like when they're in a pub at one point.
Yeah.
And it sounds like Kerry Condon is just screaming at Brad Pitt.
Mm-hmm.
So I think they
also,
maybe prepped it a little bit too loud at certain points.
Oh yeah, definitely. And I also think
I'd rather have that too quiet though, I should say.
Yeah. But I want to shout out one of the like smaller roles. So you know that woman who did the tires?
Oh, I loved her.
She was the tire girl. I thought she was really good. I really liked her.
I like the main mechanic as well. Like I realised.
Yeah, like the main, like the tech guy.
Main engineer.
He was good.
I mean, I mean, it's quite a cool cast. So you had the main mechanic.
It is a really cool cast.
Main mechanic was
Javier Bardem as well. He was really good.
Yeah. Shea Wiggum. I love what Shea Wiggum, the last couple of years, just turns up in things, and I lock in every time he's on screen. I think the whole supporting cast are really good though. You didn't love Brad Pitt. He is just playing Brad Pitt. There's no it's not really a performance, is it? He's just Brad Pitt.
No, it's not. It's like you compare it to his other stuff, and you're like, you're just not doing much, are you? Like you're just not. Like who even is this character really?
It did still work. Yeah, I will say so. Right off the bat, I love.
I still don't understand what his motivations were there. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah. I think he was.
It was just a bit weird.
I took it as he was always just chasing the high. That's kind of what I took it as.
Yeah, sure, but there wasn't enough of exploring that.
No, well, yeah.
It was just one scene.
Why I know people were a bit annoyed that apparently Damson Idris's character was supposed to have a romance with Simone Ashley. I don't know who that is.
Yeah. I was really disappointed that she was in that for literally just in the background because I thought she was going to be one of the supporting cast members. I do understand
though because this film, if they included everything, like if they included like more fleshed out backstory for him, maybe a bit more footage of the races, and they did it would have been about a 3.5 hour film.
But they could have easily cut like the stuff with Damson Idris's character, like looking at social media or whatever. Like some of those scenes were just a bit like, okay, we get it. He's a young driver who needs followers. Like, okay.
Can I give some thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, I'm pretty much done.
Oh, that's good. Perfect.
It was good. It was just good fun. Like, I'd say go watch it.
Oh, definitely.
But I also think it was a little bit too long, to be honest, because like it's 2.5 hours.
Yeah,
it's a bit long.
I will say I'll start with the negatives because obviously there is less negatives for me. I think the script is at best mediocre, at worst.
It sounded like a video game dialogue sometimes, like generic F1 video game dialogue.
It wasn't even just the dialogue. It was kind of just like I found it. I think it pandered a little too much to complete non F1 fans. Like they were doing commentary, like Crofty was doing commentary, and it was
Oh
like
my god, the commentary
it was like
sometimes.
Sonny Hayes is going down the straight, and he can use the DRS, which is the drag reduction system, which actually means he actually gets more. It's like what? Who?
I was
No.
literally about to say when he said the DRS whole acronym, like what it means, I was like, okay, like
Yeah.
calm down, like this is a bit too far, we get
I
it.
think I wish they trusted the audience a little bit more, but that's kind of my only real crit. It was a bit too exposition heavy. The script wasn't great, but ultimately for me, it's a crowd pleaser. It looks amazing. It's edited really well. It pushes forward the medium of filmmaking because of the new uses of camera rigging and stuff and positioning they had to do. I think Joseph Kosinski is one of the most reliable blockbuster filmmakers alongside. Okay, he's not on that level, but in terms of like you're going to enjoy his blockbuster films. He's up there with like a Christopher Nolan in terms of if he makes a summer blockbuster, it's getting bums on seats. People are going to pay for it, and it's going to be entertaining. At worst, it's entertaining. And I just found myself totally exhilarated by it. I saw it on the biggest screen at View Portsmouth, screen 3, I think it is, and it was really fucking loud, like so loud. The seats were vibrating. The audience was locked in. I just, and then by the time the film ends, I just thought that's such a good film. It's in my top 4 of the year so far. It won't end in the top 4, I don't think. But at the end of the day, I thought it was everything I needed it to be. It's completely predictable. The script's very meh, but it's exhilarating. It's energetic. It's lively. It's cheesy. I think sometimes that's just what you need from a film like this. I think me and Veronica obviously enjoyed it to varying degrees, but should we say a firm recommendation on this one?
Yeah,
Yeah,
sure, why not?
but if you see it when you see it, make sure you see it in cinema first because that's how it should be enjoyed. And try and go to an audience where the screen's big and the audience is full, if possible.
And also, I wanted to say something and now I've forgotten. No,
Oh no.
I'll just say something about the audience. Yeah, so actually, I had some people speaking throughout the screening, I'm not gonna lie. Like, massive
Did you
F1
shush?
fans who were just like, no, I didn't, because you know what? First of all, the film was so loud that I actually didn't really care.
No one have heard.
Second of all, it's like, if I'm gonna miss a word in this film, is it really gonna matter?
Yeah.
Like, not really.
I'm only here for the
Like,
racing.
it's just one of those films. It's like if you're watching The Avengers, it's like, and people talking, you'll be like, do I really need to hear this? No, it's fine,
I
whatever.
shushed someone at
Everyone
Mission
do whatever you
Impossible.
want.
I felt exhilarated.
Yeah. But this one, I just was like, you know what? Do whatever you want, guys.
Yeah.
Whatever.
They
No
can't
rules.
have been
Last day
offering.
of school.
Yeah, the script was bad enough. I don't think they would have made it any worse.
Yeah.
Yeah. Joseph Kosinski, get a new writer. Oh, I should say actually, I saw Oblivion. I won't talk about it in full, but I saw Oblivion yesterday. Joseph Kosinski's film from like 2013 with Tom Cruise. I really want Joseph Kosinski to make a Star Wars film. I think he has it in him. I know you've never watched Star Wars, I believe, but
I mean, yeah, that's just not going to affect me because I'm not going to watch it. So
yeah,
sure, I support your message.
Thank you. That's pro Joseph Kosinski. Should we move on?
Yes, please.
Do you want me to go first, or you to go first? You go first, actually, because you've seen less than me.
Okay, yeah.
And then we can see when you run out, and then I'll stop.
All right, sure.
2 at a time.
So
2 at a time, please, Veronica.
Okay. So last time I ended on Magnolia. The next day, I rewatched Challengers on my new Challengers Blu-ray disc with my mum. I rated it 4.5. Again, I think I rated it 4.5 first time anyway.
I'm the same, yeah.
It's just so good, and it's so rewatchable. And oh my god, like Mike, I'm sorry. Actually, I was gonna say Mike Fice and Josh O'Connor are just so good, but actually, I noticed Zendaya more this time. You know what? Maybe she is really good in this film, and I just didn't notice it the first time because I just thought Mike Fice and Josh O'Connor are so good and so like
very quickly
magnetizer. But actually, she holds it together a bit. You know, I noticed that second time.
So
yeah,
I've seen it twice. You've seen it 3 times?
No, I think I've seen it
3 or 4? Twice.
Oh, maybe 3. I don't know.
Yeah. By all times, you're giving it 4.5 stars. It's such a good film, but it's never cracking 5, is it?
No, and but I don't know what's missing. Maybe it's the I don't know, maybe it's too campy to be 5 stars. I don't know. There's something about it.
There's not enough gay sex to give it 5 stars. I think that's what we.
Yeah, it doesn't go far enough. That is one of the points that I would say is a negative. I think they should have just gone further with it all.
Just end on an orgy, like sausage pie.
I mean, yeah, of course. Okay, well, I'm just gonna move on from challenges because I've talked about it before. Then it was my birthday actually, and on my birthday I watched 2 films. Obviously, not on my own, like with friends.
Yeah, God, yeah, Jesus.
Yeah, just felt my birthday watching 2 films on my own. No. So I watched the sequel to Machete, which is called Machete Kills. And I gave it 3.5. I gave it lower than the first one because I think the first one is just like cult classic status. It's incredible. I love it so much. Ed Sheeran gave it 5 stars. Like, what else do you really need to know? Nothing. Definitely not Jack's rating for the first one. So I watched the sequel, and listen, if you think the first one has crazy cameos or whatever, the second one is like another level. These aren't even cameos from actors that you'll know. These are just like random people that you're gonna be like, what the fuck? Like, what is actually going on? And you'll just start laughing at everything that's going on, like even more than the first one, because it's so ridiculous. Like, the whole film is ridiculous, but the people that show up, you're just like, what is, like, and the roles that they have as well is like, who made this happen? Who thought of this? I mean, it was Robert Rodriguez, a director who I'm a big fan of. I think he's really great. I'm not going to watch the Spy Kids films, but he is really great.
Not even
in the kind of B-movie space that he sits in. He's really good. But the sequel, it's just, you know what? I don't know. I think if I rewatched the first one, maybe I'd bump the sequel a bit, because I've watched the first one so long ago, and in such like good circumstances. Not this wasn't good, but the first time I watched it, I was on holiday, and it was like, you know, loads of people and stuff. It was just really fun. So it's like, was it the experience that made it 4 stars, and this was actually better? I don't know. You're gonna have to watch the sequel and let me know.
Oh God,
That's
I want to.
what has to happen.
Fuck's sake!
I can't believe you didn't. It's so good.
Should I?
You're just too much of a pretentious prick.
Oh fuck! Right off.
Understand
That is utter
the cult
bollocks.
classic of Machete and Machete Kills, and also, this is a public service announcement. I need Machete Kills in space. We need the 3rd film.
I would
okay?
support that message. I would support that message.
Did you see the trailer for... Oh, wait, no, you didn't watch the sequel. So the sequel starts off with the trailer for the 3rd film.
That's incredible.
Which makes no sense at all. It just... I was thinking, like, am I watching the right thing? And then I looked that up, and it's like, no, everyone's... Like, everyone who watched it, even, like, people watched it at cinema or at home or on... I don't know if it's out on physical media, but anyone who watched it says, no, you do genuinely just get the trailer for the 3rd one before the second one starts.
Can I tell you what that's like to link it into football? That is basically Ange Postecoglou saying season 3 is better than season 2 and then not getting a season 3.
That is so true. That is so true.
Is Robert Rodriguez the Ange Postecoglou? Is Robert Rodriguez the Ange Postecoglou of filmmaking?
Yes. Yeah, he is.
Interesting development. That's a bit.
We need to write that down somewhere.
I'll write that down now.
Make a T-shirt.
Right. On our next normal episode,
Robert Rodriguez should direct a Bond film. I'm gonna say it.
Oh, come on,
please,
come on,
please.
What are you doing?
Okay, whatever. Let's move on with your 2 films.
My 2 films. Should I do Machete first? I watched Machete.
I mean, do what you want.
I watched Machete. I gave 3 stars. My review was funny, but no one liked it. I wrote, she mashed on my Etty till I Trejo'd, and no one liked it, which is a real shame. You have to say that is a true shame. It's just not as good as From Dusk Till Dawn. It's just not.
Better.
No, it's not. Come on.
It is.
It's not. No, like it.
We just disagree on these types of films.
It's missing
we have
the
different
Tarantino
taste in comedy.
It's missing the Tarantino script, is what it's missing. I would say though,
No.
it's weirdly like prescient in terms of like all the ice stuff and all the anti-immigrant stuff. It's like fucking hell. Remember when it came out in 2010? Um, Obviously there's still a lot of how do I put this, like controversies around immigration back then, but it's like, oh, this is weirdly, together. I think Danny Trejo was great. Another film in which Shea Wiggum turns up. Big fan of him. De Niro, pretty good in it, I have to say. He's pretty good. And it's quite funny because his political views in real life are literally the complete opposite. It's just good entertainment. The bit where he rips a guy's intestines out and flings himself out of a window holding them, that's good fun. That's all good fun. But it did kind of just become a bit samey eventually. My favourite bit in the film though was when the henchman outside the guy's house, and they're
Not
all
really, because I watched it 2 years ago or 3 years ago.
basically there's these henchmen, and Machete like breaks into the house first time, and he has like a strimmer, and he's like every time the guy goes to get his gun, he like gets like his finger like licked at, and then Machete comes back later, and the guy just gives him his gun and resigns on the spot. That's good stuff. That's good stuff right there. I would probably watch a sequel at some point when I've got like I just want to whack on a
You
film.
should.
When I just want to whack on a film and don't want to think for a while. But From Dusk to Dawn is better. What should I pick next? Let's go. I've done quite a few 5 stars recently. Interesting. First 5 star I gave out of this lot was on the 30th of May. This was. Did I talk about Pride in the last episode?
I mean, we do talk about gay things a lot, yes.
Yeah, funny. Just think, well, I'll do 2 at a time just in case I've already spoken about Pride. First 5 star I gave out was Pride on the 30th of May. Story about the LGBT activists that were campaigning for the miners' strike back in 1984. I'm not sure I put on a Geordie accent there. Kind of felt like doing it. The cast is really good. I watched it because of George McKay. That's why I watched it. And I kind of went into it expecting, like just kind of a campy, not campy, but like a, LGBT comedy with some on the nose themes and just a good time. But it really it like touched me, so to speak. It really got me in the feels. I cried 2 or 3 times. It's heartwarming. It's sad. It's incredibly well acted. Like George McKay's great. Ben Schnett's is really good. Bill Nye's really good. Paddy Considine's really. Imelda Staunton's really good. Dominic West's really good. Andrew Scott's really like. It's just one of them films that's so worth watching. It's about 2 hours long. It's so heartwarming. I highly recommend it. It's incredible. Next one on the 5th of June. So basically, I should say I finished watching the first 2 seasons of Twin Peaks last month or the beginning of the month, which meant I could finally watch Twin Peaks Fire Walk with Me. I was always going to like it because I love Twin Peaks. I love David Lynch. I love Cheryl Lee. But I really do think this is one of the best horror films of all time. It's so heartbreaking and tragic. Cheryl Lee's performance as Laura Palmer is one of the best ever. Ray Wise is incredible as well. The first like 20-30 minutes is kind of like like it's almost like a season 3 of Twin Peaks, and like it's fun. There's a bit of an investigation. It's a bit weird, but then as soon as it goes to Laura Palmer back in Twin Peaks, it's just like the most heartbreaking story of like parental abuse, incest, sexual assault, and then in the end you see her murder, and it's just really 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 terrifying. And then by the end of by the time the end credits rolled, I was crying and I was utterly speechless. So yeah, Twin Peaks Fire Walk with Me, one of the greatest films of all time, and yeah, it doesn't currently rank as my favorite David Lynch film, which is obviously Lost Highway. So yeah, very good, but very, very heartbreaking. Veronica, your next 2.
Yeah. So, this was the second film I watched on my birthday. And this was in the evening. Actually, in the evening. It was quite late. So I rewatched Superbad, which the first time I watched it, I did not rate it very high. I think some people were quite upset about that.
I'm upset about that.
Oh. I think the first time I watched it, I rated like 2 stars.
Jeez,
2.5.
This is your bottoms, isn't it? In terms of like me, I didn't like Bottoms. And you didn't. You like
Well,
Superbad.
yeah, but I just think there's a very glaring issue of why you didn't like Bottoms, and let's not even
Because
get
I'm not
into
a because
that.
I'm not a homosexual.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, that's pretty
And
much it.
you're not a fat kid from America. Is that what was said?
Yeah, that's pretty much it. No, when I rewatched it, I liked it more. Maybe because I watched it with people, but I mean, I don't know. Like I find comedy really difficult because I feel like
Because you've got no
I
soul, so you
laugh
hate
at things
laughing.
like Poor Things or I don't know
Pretentious things.
something. No, I laugh at Bottoms. Bottoms is not pretentious. I laughed so much at that film. It's not pretentious. I don't know. I just think it's just specific. Okay, it's very specific
Comedy is
stuff.
as a genre. It's so
It's the
if you
most subjective.
yeah. Because if you don't find something funny, you're not gonna like it at all.
Yeah, because that's the whole point of watching it is to make you laugh. I mean,
Exactly.
most of the time, right? If you're watching a pure comedy, that's the point. And if you don't get the point, you're not getting the film. So but I rated it 3.5 on rewatch.
Looks up
I
that.
thought I laughed a few times. Yeah, it was quite funny. That's pretty much that's all I. But when like okay, I saw I think Seth did a
Rogan.
survey like what's the
Oh,
funniest film of all time,
Seth Rogen.
and then Superbad won, and I was like,
It's
what?
up
Like,
there. It's
is it the
definitely.
funniest film of all time?
It's got mass
Is
appeal.
it?
I wouldn't.
Uh,
I'd have it in my top three. Number one's probably The Nice Guys for me, but it's in my top.
I need to rewatch that because I bought it.
It's in my top three. I love Superbad.
I don't know. Well, anyway, right. Let's just move on. So then I watched. I don't want to talk about this film a lot because there's no point being negative on this podcast when we all love films. People put a lot of work into them. A lot of money goes into it. You
And
know,
that's why
blood,
you
sweat,
should
and
watch. That's why you
tears.
should watch Hot Milk.
I'm going to watch that soon, next week, actually. So
Condolences.
we'll talk about that. Anyway, so, if I say a film is bad, it's just not good to me, in my personal opinion. That doesn't mean it's not a good film and that people didn't work hard and that they can't have fans and that people can't love them and enjoy them. Go for it. Like, that's great. I'm so glad that there's something you can enjoy. I wish that I liked it too.
Get to the
I
point.
do. So anyway, I watched The Finishing Scheme.
Oh, you and Kate are going to be mates, are you?
Yeah. Well, she didn't follow me back, so. Uh,
Me too. So you're not on your own.
So anyway, The Finishing Scheme. Yeah, I rated it 1.5. To be honest, I rated it lower the first time. I rated it 1, and then I bumped it to a half because you know what? I guess like it's well made.
Yeah, you can't deny the craftsmanship.
You can't deny it's
You
well
can
made.
my voice.
And
You can deny enjoyment, but you can't deny
yeah, like
craftsmanship.
it's well made, and the actors are all right. The costumes are good. Production design, that stuff is good.
The objective stuff
It's just
is good,
not.
yeah.
It's just not for me.
That's fine.
It's just not for me, and I can't lie and tell you that I liked it because I just didn't. I found it really boring. There was just nothing there that I was like interested in, and it's not even that I watched it at home on my third screen while on my phone watching TikTok. I went to the cinema to watch this film. I sat there and watched the screen the whole time. Okay, it's not like I was distracted or I wasn't paying attention. I just didn't like it. And I can't even quantify what I didn't like about it. I just didn't like it. And I just think I'm kind of giving up on Wes Anderson.
Films, yeah.
I'm just giving up because you know what? I have tried. Yeah, it's not like I don't like his films. Grand Budapest Hotel and Fantastic Mr. Fox. I think I have both at 5 stars or 4.5. It's just the modern Wes Anderson that I don't click with. That's all it is. I'm just going to give up now.
There's very clearly there's 3 phases.
They're for specific types of people, and that's just not me.
There's 3 phases of Wes. What phase is Wes Anderson in? Is League Under
Yeah, that's the question of the day.
And you got his first stuff, which is like incredibly raw. His films with people like, I was going to say Bill Murray. Bill Murray's in all of them. Like Owen Wilson, for example. Luke Wilson, Jason Schwartzman. He's in them. Owen Wilson with the Wilsons. And Adrian Brody as well, I guess, where it's like incredibly raw and visceral. I think those films are fucking great. And then the middle stuff, which is kind of a blending of the two, so like Grand Budapest, Fantastic Mr. Fox, Isle of Dogs, Life Aquatic, and then you have the later stuff, which even I'm a little bit mixed on. I'll be like, I really liked Phoenician Scheme. I really did. I think it's one of his more underappreciated work, and I think Astro City is a masterpiece. But I will say things like Moonrise Kingdom and especially the French Dispatch. The French Dispatch gets so lost in its own source; it's ridiculous. And I do think he's losing that edge a little bit. I think he's got the edge back a little bit in Phoenician Scheme. I quite like the violence, but there's not the rawness because his style is so perfected that there's not much impurity between. But no, I do understand why he liked it. Is there any other thoughts or films you want to discuss, or is it my go?
Well, I talked about two. I guess I didn't really talk about Superbad. Okay, I'll talk about another one. Sure, if you're just inviting me to carry on.
Yeah, of course, of course.
Let's talk about a film that I liked. Okay.
Yeah.
So,
woo! Positivity.
Yeah. Okay. So the next film I watched, actually, I after the Phoenician Scheme, I took a 9-day break from watching films.
I had that at one point.
It's because sometimes you watch something and you're like, you know what? I'm taking a break. I
rewatched Boogie Nights, which I rewatched Boogie Nights, gave it 5 stars, and then didn't watch the film for 6 days. It's like this is as good as this Boogie Nights is as good as it gets. I'm not watching anything else.
See, it happens both ways. You either watch something that just makes you not want to watch films for a long time, or you watch something that's like, that was so good that I don't want to like rewrite my brain with a new film.
I saw The Face of God, and because nothing would live up to Boogie Nights. So even if it was good, it'd be like, oh, this is just shit.
No. Well, anyway, so I decided. Oh, okay. So I knew that Kazan were doing this Michael Haneke. How do you say it? Haneke?
I was going to say Haneke, yeah.
Haneke. So they're doing like a
No,
Michael
never watched any of
Haneke
his films.
retrospective.
Don't really know who he is, but yeah, definitely Haneke,
Yeah, sure.
definitely.
So they're doing like a retrospective, like season or whatever, of just showing a lot of his films, like once a week or whatever. I think in July.
Is this an ad?
I was an email about
doing
it.
An ad read? What with?
No. Okay, no, but I'm just saying, if people are interested, you know, you can go to Kazan and you can watch a Haneke film, because they're going to be showing them. Anyway, I knew that was happening, so I was like, this is my sign to go and watch a few at home and go to watch a few at the cinema. Because I remember actually we were at Create and we spoke to a woman who we won't name because we're not doxing people, but
who was she?
She was like, how have you not watched any
Which
Haneke?
one was she? Describe her.
We were sat in the corner downstairs in the cafe and talking to Caroline at the same time.
Oh my god, I love that woman.
Yeah,
Caroline
so she,
as well. But that I can't remember her
that
name.
woman.
But she's amazing.
Let's not dox her because she has an important
We're not
job.
giving her address.
Well, yeah,
Also,
but like,
no, you're doing her a favour because you're saying she's spreading the word of good film.
well, yeah, but she has like an actual important job. Anyway. Anyway, so she was like, how have you not watched Michael Haneke films like Cachet and The Piano Teacher and all this stuff? And we were like, sorry, like, we're not film critics, we just have a film podcast. It's not the same thing.
Yeah, gee, woman, get off our back.
Jesus,
gee, you lovely French woman, get off our back.
Whiz. Gee whiz. Shout out to Jason Isaacs for that one. Anyway.
Good callback.
So I've been meaning to go through like his filmography for ages because she was so like, oh my god, he's the best of all time. And then everyone else has always said that his films are really good. And they kind of seem like my kind of vibe, okay? So I decided to start on the 13th of June, which is this month. I think that was Friday the 13th, wasn't it? Maybe.
Sure.
Who knows? Let's just say it was, because that makes this more interesting. So on Friday the 13th in June, which is this month, I finally started my Michael Haneke retrospective. Not retrospective, because I never watched them. Does that make sense?
It's just perspective, yeah.
My Michael Haneke perspective. I started it.
This is like a shit film title. The Haneke perspective.
The Haneke perspective.
That's the episode title, by the way.
Okay, yeah, fair enough. So I watched Funny Games, 1997, the original, not the new version, because he made another version that was in English. This one's in German. I think he's Austrian. So he's made films in German and French and English, which is pretty cool.
That's a flex.
Yeah. So I watched Funny Games. and I rated it 4 stars, which is pretty good. It's pretty high. I honestly think on rewatch it'll go up because obviously the first time you watch a director who has such a specific style of film, you don't get it immediately because you don't know what they're like. With some of
Like
them,
me
I'm
with
not saying
David Lynch.
everyone is like this.
Took a while.
I tried more than one. Okay,
No, for me with
so
David Lynch. Like,
oh yeah,
I
you right,
I still
sure.
have Mulholland Drive at 2 stars, and I've not revisited. I need to revisit it very soon, but yeah, no, I get
Yeah,
that
but you get
completely.
what I mean.
Oh,
Like
definitely,
some
definitely.
directors, you have to get into it first, and then you'll be like, oh, okay, so he does this, and he's ironic with this, and he means this rather than this, and like he uses this a lot, which actually means
Is that something
whatever.
you
Like
read
you,
up afterwards, or is it something you had in your own brain?
oh my god, shut up. Okay, so anyway, at some point I'll rewatch this film. It's actually I've talked about this before when we've done like horror film when I've done horror film reviews like in October last year or whatever. But I just don't find a lot of older horror films good. There are some exceptions like The Thing and something else,
I,
I'm
s-
sure.
I saw a tweet and it was like using etc. in sentences when I've run out of examples to give. That was what.
Yeah. So, sometimes it happens like with The Thing and others. Uh and then so I when I watched this one I just thought it's an older horror film, it's not going to be scary cuz like it's old. And so it's like it's going to just look camp and it's not going to scare me or whatever. But actually it is quite scary because it's not about, okay, it is a violent film, sure, but it's not about the violence. I'm not going to get into like super pretentious stuff about film, with like analyzing everything like an English teacher analyzes a poem, because some people don't like listening to that, I'm sure. But like the fourth wall breaks in this are actually the most scary parts of the film. They are so scary, and so afterwards I read a few reviews and stuff about the film, and it's like, okay, I get it now. Like, oh, I got it, but now I really get it. And that's why I think I should rewatch it, because actually it's not it is about how you as an audience are a voyeur in this kind of senseless violence and torture and whatever. It's very interesting stuff is what I'm trying to
It's all good
say.
stuff. It's all good stuff.
It is all really good stuff. It's like the good stuff. It's like the meaty stuff that you watch films for, where you watch it and then you like it, then you'll read a bit about it, and then you, I don't know, think about it for a few days, and then you'll like fully get it, and then you'll be like, wow, like actually, you know what, that was a fucking great film. So that's the kind of film it was. And then you're like, fuck, I need to watch more films by this guy, because he is actually really, really good, as everyone says he is. Yeah. So that was the start of my Haneke.
And that's the
that
Haneke
was the start of
perspective.
the Haneke perspective. And now you can move on with your.
Did you only do one there?
No,
Oh.
I did like 3. Did I?
Oh yeah, you bolted one on. Okay, I'll do.
Yeah.
Oh, do you want to be negative or positive first? You can choose.
Negative, because I was positive just now.
Negative.
We can't have too much of that.
I watched one of the worst films of all time the other day.
So, go
I
on.
watched Marching Powder by Danny Dyer. Well, not by Danny Dyer, but by Nick Love. But it's basically a Danny Dyer film. It's like it's just fucking awful. It's about like a middle-aged hooligan who realizes he has to quit the sniff and the booze and being a violent hooligan. And I don't like Danny Dyer. I just don't like. I hate people that make like if you do drugs, fair enough. If you do drugs, fair enough. But I hate people who obviously don't do
That's
drugs.
going to get clipped.
Yeah,
Jack
whatever.
Hancock. If you do drugs, fair enough.
Yeah, but I hate it when people they clearly don't do drugs, but they make it their personality. Like Danny Dyer in this is like, oh, I love the marching powder. I love the sniff. I love a bit of Charlie. It's like, who are you trying to, like, what are you on about? Like, it worked when you were in Human Traffic because you were young, and that film was fucking great, by the way. Have you seen Human Traffic?
No, but I've heard of it.
Watch it. It's very good. It's a very, very good film. But in this, he's just like, he's so, he's not supposed to be likable, but it's just like, I don't even like what you're going for. It's just lazy. It's unfunny. None of the performances are good. Like, none of them are good. The script's awful. And before this, I watched a 4.5 star film and a 5 star film. And then after that, I watched that much. I guess half a star. Obviously, it's the worst one I've seen this year. I then it went half star, 2 star, 3 star, 2.5 star, and then F1 4.5 star. It like set me like a real rough patch of mediocrity. So this is an anti Danny Dyer podcast. Are we okay at a level of that? Anti Danny Dyer?
I mean, yeah, sure. I don't really care about him.
Yeah. Anti Danny Dyer podcast. Oh. Anyway, let's be positive.
You're right though.
I'm just lit. I'm just seething, to be honest.
Do you need something to take the edge off? Maybe a bit of marching powder.
Oh, fuck off. I do need to sniff
Start
some
doing
gear.
cocaine.
Do need sniff some gear to get me out of the malaise. Anyway, positives.
We don't do drugs. If you can't tell.
No, we don't do drugs. We like a respect. No,
it's a bit.
It's a bit.
It was just a bit because of Danny Dyer.
It's for the plot. It's for the plot. Yeah. However, I'll be positive. The film I saw 2 films before that. Because hopefully we should have one of the actresses on the podcast in the next episode, so look out for that. I won't name her just in case, things happen, but I thought I'd work my way through some of her films. So I watched Coda from 2021. It was 2022 Best Picture winner. I'd heard a lot of people call it things like Oscar bait and lazy or whatever. And England under 21s have gone 1-0 up in the Euros final. Anyway, so I went into it kind of thinking, oh, this would be nice, it'd be fine or whatever. I kind of thought it'd be just a straight up drama. It wasn't. It was like a dramedy. Is that what they call it? Is it a dramedy? I think that's what they call it.
Yeah. No one calls it a karma, do they?
Yeah, unless you're Radiohead. Little Radiohead did a joke for you. But I found it so moving. So the story, it's about so Coda, I believe it's child of deaf adult, I think, and she is so it's like a late high schooler. She's trying to graduate from high school and think about her future. She comes from a family of 4. So her brother is deaf. Her parents are both deaf. They are fish people, and it's about her. She's also a singer. She's about her finding her voice and balancing out being, her family depend on her as the only hearing person in the family. And it is fucking brilliant. It's so good. I gave it 4.5 out of 5. It's so funny, so heartfelt, so moving. I cried 4 times. I cried 4 times during this film. Especially there's a sequence at the end, set to Both Sides Now by Joni Mitchell, and it's just the most euphoric, happy tear. I don't have sad tears at films. I don't cry when it's sad. I cry at euphoria, and it's just magnificent. Like Tony Kotzer, who Troy Kotzer, won the Best Supporting Actor, plays her father, and he's just unbelievable. His performance has so much gravitas and humor and sadness and love. It's just absolutely lovely, and I understand if you don't love it. I do. It doesn't push cinema forward as a medium. But I really resent people that turn their nose up at this film thinking they're better than it. Just don't act like you're above it. If you didn't love it, that's fine. But don't go, oh, it's lazy. Oh, it's it's simple. Just shut up. Shut up. Enjoy the film. It's really, really good. And I can't wait to interview one of the cast very soon because I have some good questions to ask her, hopefully. Veronica, your turn.
Okay. I know I keep saying a lot, and I know I keep saying, "Oh, I'm just gonna say one thing about this one and move on," and I never end up doing that.
Right. Right. We've got 10 more minutes of film talk, and then we'll move on.
10?
Yeah, because I've got this game to watch it. I've got 10 minutes.
All right, fine.
Go nearly
Why
an
can't
hour.
you just watch it while I'm talking?
Because I can't focus on that. Just keep going.
Okay, I watched Friendship. I rated it half a star because I don't find this funny. I don't find any of it funny. I don't find Tim Robinson's sketch show funny.
You don't
I don't
find
find him funny.
You don't find Tim Robinson screaming for an hour and a half funny. That's weird.
No, I don't. I just think
He really
it's
pissed
just
me
the
off.
worst.
He really
I
pissed me off
just
in this
hate
film.
it.
And I liked it.
I just don't find it funny. I just don't find it funny. That's
Yeah.
all it is. There's nothing personal, Mr. Robinson, but I just don't find it funny. Next one, I watched Boogie Nights, which you've already talked about. I rated it 4.5, which, unlike you, I actually liked it the first time I watched it.
That's come on. I liked it, but I didn't love it. But the next
Yeah,
time
but I loved it first time I watched it.
Yeah, true.
So, you know.
Talk more. I'm up for a good amount of Boogie Nights discussion.
Well, no, you just said I have 10 minutes.
Yeah, roughly.
All right. Yeah, I mean, it's just like, it's like, I get where people come from when they say Babylon was inspired by it, because it's just like loads of stuff going on. I mean, it's not the same era of Hollywood and filmmaking or whatever, but it's that kind of everything's going on at once and everyone's going off on people at once, and there's like some really great performances. The whole cast is such an all-round amazing cast, and everyone is so great. And it was so ahead of its time, I think we can say. Like, the fact that this was made in 1997 as his second film is unreal.
PTA was 26 when he made this.
Yeah, I mean, that's me in 3 years. I'm definitely not making anything like this in 3 years. So.
Imagine making, even if, like, forget like the whole film. Imagine making that opening one shot, tracking shot at 26.
There is
insane.
There's nothing bad about it, to be honest. Like, there is nothing bad about it. It's just I don't know, there's just something missing that I'll probably get on rewatch and I'll probably bump it to a 5. But for now, first watch, 4.5, it was great.
What was your favourite plotline? Because I think we might have the same one, I think.
Well, my favourite character was Don Cheadle's character,
Yeah.
which you agreed. I just
great.
love him. I want the absolute best for him.
Him and Philip
And I mean,
Hoffman.
he doesn't really get a good ending, but
he does. Yeah, he does.
Well,
he gets a great ending. You know,
compared to the others, maybe, but
he
I just
dies,
think
but
I mean,
literal blood money. Just get a pretty good ending. He has a spoiler alert for fucking Boogie Nights 30 years ago. He gets his own business and he gets a kid.
But there's stuff there's some nuance there as to why I don't think he has a very good.
He does get traumatized in the process, but
yeah. But no, he was my favorite character, and I just love him. I just wanted the absolute best for him.
The soundtrack is nuts, by the way.
Oh my god, when the God Only Knows bit at the end, it's just so good. It's just so good.
That's the best needle drop. But also, you know William H. Macy's character, the guy who's getting his wife's just fucking another man constantly.
Yeah.
When they're in the pool sequence and he walks down the stairs and it's set to "I'm Not in Love" by God, I can't remember who sings it. That's great. Like there are just so many good needle drops in that film.
Yeah, I mean, it's just great. And okay, I just realised I did rate Babylon higher than it. Listen, I just love Babylon. I'm Babylon high till I die. I'm sure Boogie Nights will be 5 on a rewatch, but I just want to address that. Yes, I do rate Babylon higher for now because I love it.
You've had more time with it as well, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, let's move on because you were talking about Boogie Nights before. We all know it's great. So the next film I watched, I was on such a good run, by the way, after watching that
all-timer
comedy that I didn't like. So then I went to the cinema and I watched Cachet, which is another Haneke perspective film. Okay,
sponsored by Curzon.
This wasn't sponsored. They just invited me, okay, to watch it at cinema.
Fucking show off.
Oh, okay. Well, anyway, so I gave it 4.5, but this is so close to 5 stars that I might even change it to 5 stars very soon, just because I think I'm being an idiot by not giving it 5 stars. When I left, I thought, yeah, that is a 5-star film, but I just find it really hard to give 5 stars right now. I don't know what it is. There's something stopping me. I've been giving so many 4.5s. I need to just grow up.
I've been having to try and like rein myself in. I need to calm down with something.
You know what? I'm giving it 5 stars now. Right now.
Whoa. On the
Yeah,
podcast, live on the podcast.
yeah,
Wow.
live 5-star
We're doing it
upgrade.
live. We're doing it live.
So Cache, it's a 2005 film. It's by Haneke, and I just really think everyone should go in blind. It's one of those films that you'll go in blind.
You should
It'll change your
remove
life.
your eyes from your head and watch the film. Yes.
You'll sit there afterwards for like 10 minutes just watching the credits. It's one of those films. And then you'll go home and then you'll want to read about it. It's like every Haneke film. Like I go home and I just want to read about it and like what other people thought about it. You know, what did this bit mean? Like I want to read through certain parts of the script again. Like it's that kind of film. I'll give you just a very non-spoiler bit about what it's actually about, just from Letterboxd or whatever. So there's this guy. Oh, it's also in French, which, you know, subtitles, they exist. Use them. So it's this guy. He hosts like a literary discussion thing on TV.
What a
and
nerd.
then he starts getting sent tapes of like recordings of the outside of his house and
Hang on,
things.
that's Lost Highway. I'm in.
You think that, but it's. I mean, it gets, you know, it gets different, but that's like the kind of thing, and then it gets more crazy and there's this one scene that is the meaning behind the poster that's on Letterboxd, and I'm definitely not going to spoil it because when I saw it in the cinema, I literally like flinched and looked away because I was like, "What the fuck?" Like it just comes out of nowhere, and you're like, "What the fuck?" God, it's just so good. There's so many like themes, and there's an open-ended ending. I'm gonna say it, okay? There is an open-ended ending, and it's really fucking good.
I'm gonna have to read up on that. Oh, that's a shame.
And actually, you will have to read up on it because I just don't think there's an answer. I don't think there's an answer. You're not gonna ever know. You just have to sit with it. But there is a little bit of like a cop-out thing that I think it is. I just don't want to spoil it because everyone should go watch it. But there is a meaning that I definitely agree with, which again is linked to this voyeurism idea that Haneke really likes in his films, where you're a character and he is also a character as the director. Take from that what you will if you've watched the film, if you haven't watched the film, but keep that in mind. And then
would I like Haneke?
What?
Because some of the things you say interest me. Okay, why?
Yes, I think anyone would.
Right.
I genuinely think he's one of the best of all time already, and I've only watched like 4 films, and I could already just tell this guy is one of the best.
He's no Adam Raymire.
He just does things that people don't
fame.
like. I've never seen before. It's just crazy. Like my eyes like completely like open to this whole new world of cinema because of this guy. Like he's just so great. Anyway, so 5 stars. I give it 5 stars. Then I watched another Haneke film, yeah, whatever. I watched The Piano Teacher, which is his most popular film, I'd say. Like, this is the one that most people probably know. It's... also, I want to mention Juliette Binoche, the actress from Cache. I just want to say her name, okay? Let's move on.
Okay.
Let's just shout out, you know?
She's a respectable lady?
Yeah.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
Yeah. So The Piano Teacher is like his most known film. It's like the most mainstream film, I guess. I gave it 4 stars. So it's not my favourite that I've seen so far, but it's like on the same par as Funny Games. It's got an insanely good performance by Isabelle Huppert.
Oh, that's it. Isabelle Huppert.
Isabelle Huppert. Okay, right, whatever. She is like... I always knew that she was like, you know, known as one of the best actresses ever. I just haven't watched many of her films. This is like an insane performance. I don't know if she won anything for it. I don't know if she won an Oscar or something, but like...
What's the film called? The Piano Teacher?
Yeah, it's from 2001. It's about, guess what? A piano teacher.
Is it
Oh my god.
Huppert?
Huppert. All right.
Oscar.
Anyway, so it's about a piano teacher.
Nope, she wasn't even nominated.
She wasn't even. What is wrong with these guys? I mean, obviously, if anyone invited me to the Academy, I'd say otherwise. But what is wrong with you guys? Like, you've always been stupid.
I don't think it had any Oscar nominations.
Okay, well,
Yeah,
you know what? Let's
Oscar
just not
nomination.
comment.
BAFTA
Let's just not even comment on that.
BAFTA loved it in a European Film Audience Award. Loved it.
Well, it is quite European, I'd say.
Yeah.
I'd say most Haneke films are quite European because
Yeah,
Americans
because
have little brains.
Because
I'm
they're
joking.
French. Yeah.
I'm joking. I was joking there.
Might be true.
I was joking. I was joking. Right. Anyway, yeah. There's a piano teacher. She meets a young man. There's a lot of themes of sexual repression and things like that. I don't want to spoil because this is probably a film you should watch.
Baby Girl 2025.
Absolutely not. Absolutely no. Listen, when I saw people compare to stuff like that, I'm like, what film did you watch? This is like, yeah, this film is like, there are some scenes that are so awful I couldn't even watch. Like, it's so, there are just, it's like it just bumps everything up to the max pretty much in terms of how far it goes.
365 Party Girl.
No. But yeah, I think it's just one of those films that if you like film, you should probably watch it. But it's not like in my opinion, it's not like the best film of all time. It may be one of the best performances, to be honest, from Isabelle Huppert because she's amazing.
Yeah.
The ending is also like, he's just a master at endings. Okay, this guy just knows how to end
him and
a
Paul
film.
Thomas Anderson are the goats of endings, clearly.
Yeah, and he also he's always making you think afterwards. He never wants to give you a straight answer, and I just love that about this guy. Some people don't like that.
I respect a director that refuses to elaborate. I like David Lynch.
I love a director that refuses to elaborate. Absolutely love. Do you want me to? Can I just run through the rest quickly?
Yeah.
Okay, I watched From Dusk Till Dawn because we made a bet that I'd watch it and you'd watch Machete.
Yeah, it's a good trade.
And I did. I rated it 3.5. It's 1996. George Clooney's really hot.
Is it his
Tarantino?
performance?
Like, what the fuck, Tarantino, mate? Like, what is, mate?
George Clooney's performance, we should say, I think it might be my favorite Clooney performance.
Really good. The twist I didn't even know, so I was like, okay, this is fucking amazing.
Know the twist. I nearly gave it away in.
Yeah, but it just flips everything on its head, and it's like, what is actually going on? But also, I'm absolutely in for the ride. This is fucking great.
What's the bar called? Pussy Twister?
The Titty Twister.
Oh, yeah, the Titty Twister, that was it, yeah.
The Titty Twister.
Machete,
as Danny Dyer would say.
The Titty Twister with some fucking marching pair.
Yeah, well, anyway, can we build a place like that somewhere near me, maybe? That would be great.
You can.
I'm not doing that.
You can.
Anyway, okay, listen, Tarantino wrote this film, and he's also starring in it. And you can definitely tell that he wrote it. But also, why does he call himself a nonce? I don't know.
No, that's not even the worst part. Is he wrote a scene in which Selma Hayek feeds him beer via her feet.
No, it's whiskey, actually.
Whiskey via her feet.
But also, I don't see that as the worst part because
it's the funniest part. When you remember he wrote it, it's the funniest part.
Well, yeah, but that's like the one that I would excuse. Because I'm like, okay, like fair.
It's Selma Hayek, yeah.
Like, yeah, sure. It's Selma Hayek in 1996.
She's no Juliana Huppert, but you know.
It's Isabelle Huppert. Have you never heard of Isabelle Huppert? Is that one of the goats?
Never heard of her before today.
That's actually crazy.
Anyway,
right, yeah.
Then stupid people films. So.
Then I rewatched Bottoms, which I already talked about. Yeah, I gave it 4.5 stars again. Actually, I gave it 5 stars when I watched it first because I just loved it. What
happened?
The soundtrack by Charlie XCX is great. The score by Charlie XCX is great. We love her. I love Ayo Debris, Rachel Sennett, whoever else is in this film. They're all great. It's funny because I find it funny. And if I find it funny, that means I like the film. Because that's how comedies work. So yes, I gave it 4.5 stars. And I don't care
Yeah, you don't sound rattled
Yeah, I
at
rated it
all.
higher than
So
the piano teacher.
you don't
Yeah,
sound,
I
you don't
did.
sound
I
rattled.
did
That's
that.
important.
No, I don't. Anyway, and then I rewatched Necktie, which is a Yorgos short film, just because it was on my homepage on YouTube, and it's only a minute and a half. And then I watched F1 the movie, which we already talked about. So now you can go.
It's good that you mentioned short films because after I watched Lost Highway, I watched a couple of Lynch films. David Lynch got a massive back catalogue of short films, and now I've watched all of his features. I kind of want to work my way through a lot of them. And what's good is David Lynch loved YouTube, so he uploaded loads to his YouTube channel. Like other people have uploaded stuff as well. So I watched four, yeah, four, or no, five. Sorry, five on the 10th of June. First one was Coffee with Barbie, which was for an advert in which David Lynch directed it, and he is him holding a Barbie about an inch from the camera, like strangling it, and just like talking to it as if he's on a date with a Barbie. And it's fucking great. So I can now say both Greta Gerwig and David Lynch have directed a Barbie thing. Next, I watched Absurda, which was as part of a project for Wong Kar-wai's My Blueberry Nights film. It's basically like a theatre and then a theatre screen and some weird shit on the screen. I didn't really like it. It was a bit scary, a bit loud. Didn't love it. Then I watched his first ever thing he made, which was called Six Men Getting Sick, where it's basically just a projection of just like six animated people throwing up and colours are happening, and it's fucking great. It's really cool. Then I watched Sailing with Bushnell Keeler, one of the first things he did, which was basically a home movie of him going sailing with his mates, and you can kind of see the flourishes in there. Really atmospheric, some cool camera work. That's nice. And then the last one I watched was Fictitious Anisin commercial, where he makes a fake commercial for a headache tablet, which is like quite funny and quite cool. And yeah, I'm watching David Lynch shorts yet. Before we do the news stuff, do we want to? So in the news recently, in the New York Times, I think it is potentially New York Times or the Telegraph. I know one of the big New York papers. They were surveying filmmakers, reviewers, people in the industry, etc., including
And didn't ask us.
exactly, including Seth's film reviews, a friend of the show, of course, friend of both of us, I'd say. And so they put that out, but they also put out a reader's ballot. So, do you want to read your top 10 films of the 21st century for us that you submitted?
I don't have it up, so you go first.
Do you want me to read it for you? So,
no, just read yours.
Okay, I'll do mine. Are you getting yours up whilst we're waiting?
Yeah.
I went for, this is very hard. There was about 5 I locked in fairly easily, and then some that were more difficult. And I've left out a few
Just
that I
do it quickly because we're talking for so long.
La La Land, The New World, Before Sunset, Chicago, Moneyball, The Nice Guys, June Part 2, Everybody Wants Some, Fantastic Mr. Fox, and Punch Drunk Love are my 10. What are your 10?
My 10 are a little bit more interesting, which is why I lost the vote.
Yeah.
So I went with Joachim Trier's Oslo, August 31st, Sean Baker's The Florida Project, The Beast or La Bête by, I can't remember the guy's name, Requiem for a Dream, Darren Aronofsky, Titan by Julia Ducournau, Poor Things by Yorgos Lanthimos. I do. Portrait of Lady on Fire by Celine Sciamma, another French person. La La Land, Damien Chazelle. Enter the Void, Gaspar Noé, another French person.
Another French. And a French link in the last one.
Before Sunset, Richard Linklater. So we had a few that are the same.
Paris is
like Before Sunset, La La Land.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I've got to say on that. So there are definitive.
Yeah, I lost the poll.
Yeah,
because first of all, people have no taste.
No,
Second of all, because they haven't watched the films that I picked, and that's just not fair.
Can you lean in close to your mic, please? You keep fading away.
I am.
So those are our definitive 18 best films of the century. Anyway,
and we are more knowledgeable than the New York Times.
This next bit's your bit. I don't know what's going on. Listeners, I've no idea what's about to happen, so it's not my fault if it goes weird.
Okay, well, I just have a few things I want to mention, just a few quick things, okay? So the first thing is, I have a suggestion for you for an article.
I don't more therapy.
I don't think you're gonna write it, but I just think it would be quite funny if you did.
Go on.
So I saw a video of this woman who's an NBA fan, maybe, I think so. because she made an NBA video. She made a video on a performance index, okay, of NBA players.
Jesus.
And I think you should do this with football. And I'm going to tell you what the performance index is. All right?
Oh, I think
you
I've
should
seen
do this with
this.
footballers.
I think is
So
is one of them like a baddie courtside?
Yeah, it's the Baddie Index. Do NBA players perform better when there is a baddie courtside? And I think you should do that with football. I don't know how.
There is a small chance the article comes across as misogynistic.
If you find a few examples, if you find a few examples of like, let's say Bukayo Saka, right? Whenever his girlfriend, who is a baddie,
is a baddie,
is at his games. Well, yeah, but you know what I mean. Whenever she's at his games, his England games or Arsenal games, does he perform better than when she's not there? We can find out some really good information here.
So I will say,
just in the NBA, the answer was yes, pretty much.
Yeah.
Yes, they perform better.
Yeah. I will say though, I'm somewhat of a serious writer who has a reputation, and I can't write about baddies.
No, you don't.
There is a small chance.
Put it on the FCA account.
There is a small chance the article gets perceived as misogynistic.
Why?
Okay, right. There is a small chance someone takes offence to the fact that I'm talking about women and I don't know. You know what the world's like. You know what the world's like. I'm not writing this article, but I think it's a public service announcement.
It's good.
Public service announcement. If you're recognising baddies at the football courtside,
you absolutely play better.
Keep an eye on their performance. That's all I'm saying. No, not the women. Who cares about their performance? Keep an eye on if the players are playing better.
Yeah, that's a tip for anyone who wants their team to perform better.
Yeah,
just get your mum to go to the game.
Doesn't want to get my mum off.
Because
right, what you're saying there is you're either calling my mum a baddie.
No, stop.
Wait,
wait. I'm leaving. I'm leaving. I'm leaving.
You're saying people going to football should call their own mum fit. And hope they play it.
Yeah, I was saying the second one. Yeah. And ban Bonnie Blue from your games.
But not Lily Phillips. Lily Phillips can stay apparently.
Well,
Bonnie
ban
Blue's,
both, I'd say.
And Veronica's
just send Anne Hathaway to every Arsenal game courtside. I mean pitch side, sorry.
Do you know she stopped posting TikToks after Arsenal got dumped out of the Champions League?
Yeah. Yeah, that's quite funny. She's a glory hunter, isn't she?
Yeah.
Aran. Maybe one day we'll ask her about it.
Yeah. Any more tidbits?
Yes. Okay. Okay. I'm gonna try and be nice about it.
Oh fucking hell! What is it?
Right. I saw this woman on TikTok, and it's just this is not
the Screen Rock podcast. Okay.
No, I don't care. Let me speak. Just let me speak. It's all related to film or football. Okay, they're all related to film or football. It's not just random shit. This is curated. All right. Now, there's a woman on TikTok whose like special interest, like the thing that she's absolutely obsessed with, is the exact film of 127 Hours with James Franco. I don't know if you've seen it. It's about this guy. It's based on a book about this guy who's like stuck in between two of the.
Oh, sorry, I should say.
Things in the Grand Canyon or some shit.
Watch 28 Years Later. It's very, very good. Yeah,
okay, I will. We can talk about it next episode. Whatever. So 127 hours. James Franco is like stuck between two boulders, and the whole film is literally him trying to get out and not die while help comes. I think I haven't watched it. That's just what I heard.
Fuck James Franco. Should have left him there.
Yeah, fuck James Franco. But I'm just saying that's the film, and she's obsessed with this one film. She has a collection of 127 hours memorabilia. She has every version of the film on physical media, like every single separate one. She has the script, which is signed.
We should have a section, shouldn't we? That's mental illness.
She has a signed book of the book that it's based on. She has a T-shirt that says "I survived 127 hours" or something. She has 2 signed photos of James Franco, which is already enough for jail. Why do you have that in your house? That man is not a good man. She has, in her living room, she has a poster of the film, and she has a massive canvas above her sofa that's like every frame of the film as one strip of like color, and it's like it goes along her sofa, and she's logged. Apparently, she's watched it 267 times. Which, by the way, I do not believe. There is absolutely no fucking way.
Why didn't she stop at 127?
Exactly. That's what I was saying. Yeah. So I just thought that was really strange. Like, mental. I don't know. It's just strange. Why that film?
Yeah.
It's just so weird.
Get on the podcast.
Like, I get it, right? Like, you can have your special interest or something that you're hyper fixated on, but why would you pick 127 hours? I just don't know.
I reckon she loves James Franco. And she's like, this is James Franco at his most hot.
No, please.
He's like so desperate and he has to cut his arm with a spoon, whatever it is.
No. Okay. My last bit. I have another one, but I'll cut it because...
No, do 2 more tidbits.
Okay. So, one of them you already know about. I just want to mention on the podcast because we haven't talked about it. So, let's talk about it. The Mets, the baseball, the TV director who does super fucking sick. He does just the coolest
his team
TV shots.
I'm sure he'd credit his team as well.
Yeah, during live TV coverage of these baseball games, like fade outs and like split diopter shots,
match cuts.
Like, it's just so cool. And I'm still not gonna watch a baseball game, but I will watch the clips.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I'll watch the clips because it looks amazing. So shout out to that guy.
John DiMaggio.
We love the Mets.
Well done, John.
Go Mets. We officially support them.
That's
our baseball team.
If I was to pick a baseball team, it would be the Mets. I'm a New York Rangers fan for ice hockey, but I don't like the Yankees. I think the New York Yankees is the baseball team. Don't like the Yankees.
York Yankees.
I'm walking here.
The New York Yankees.
I'm baseballing here.
I'm walking here.
Go Mets.
Okay. Yeah, go Mets. The last bit I just thought was quite funny. I don't know if you've seen it, and this is related to film.
You've not said it yet, so.
Well, you know that guy who was from Norway or whatever, and he got arrested in the US for US immigration says it was for drugs or something, but then the news was like Vance, he got arrested because he had the JD Vance like baby face picture on his phone. Do you know what his name is? The guy from Norway.
Is it?
Have you seen what his name is?
Isabella Huppert. If it's anything less, I'm disappointed.
Do you know what his name is? Do you want to guess or not? You're not going to know.
Joachim Van Trier. No, what's his name?
No. The guy's name is Mads Mikkelsen.
Class. I love Mads Mikkelsen.
That's actually just his name.
Class.
It's not Mads Mikkelsen. It's just a guy who has the same name. Exactly the same name. I found that quite funny.
Have you seen
So I wanted to mention
Another Round?
Yeah, I love it.
Such
I
good
think
film.
I gave it 5 stars.
Some 4.5 for me. Go watch Another Round. Or
Another Round's great. Shout out. Actually, I don't know. I can't remember if he's good.
The director?
Mads Mikkelsen, I can't remember. No, Mads Mikkelsen.
Mads Mikkelsen's probably good. Mads Mikkelsen.
I'm just going to stay safe and not comment.
Political views. Let's round off the podcast with...
The Baddie Index. Yeah. Article coming from Mr. Jack Hancock.
Alright, fan article here. Mads Mikkelsen speaks out against woke Hollywood. Good thing he's a good actor. Right. Good thing he's a good actor. That is the end of another episode. Thank you for listening. Links will be in the description. I've changed my letterboxd app to Jack Hancock, all one word. Veronica, thank you for joining us yet again. What is the email people can get in touch with? Like our good friend Ben.
floodlightpod@gmail.com. Actually, I should change my letterboxd name because no one knows. It doesn't have my name in it. I need to change it for the brand. You know?
Well, yeah, I found out that I had it as like J Hancock 46 or something for ages because I just kind of assumed my name would be taken like it was on every other social media, but it wasn't. I just got my name now.
Well, anyway. I'm changing my username on Letterboxd right now, live. On the podcast. Well, on the podcast live. What should I name myself? Veronica. That's going to be taken, isn't it?
Veronica K.
Veronica 22.
You're a big Taylor Swift fan.
Wait, what about Veronica 2?
Veronica
Fuck
1.
taken.
Veronica
Alright, 22. No, we'll go 22. Veronica 22 is my
Veronica's
letterbox name.
66 in tribute to Trent Alexander-Arnold.
Absolutely
England
not.
are 2-0 up.
Okay, anyway, yeah, I've just changed my letterbox name to Veronica 22 because that's my favourite number.
Well done. I'll have
So
to
follow
update,
me.
I'll have to update the letterbox. The episode description. So that's
The
great.
bio.
Until next time,
Oh, shit.
keep watching and keep consuming.